Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Sewing a Couture Dress at Home, kind of a DIY couture series where I'm showing you how I'm putting together my birthday dress. So in the last video I showed you sort of my plans and the fabric, and in this video I'm going to be covering the muslin. I am using the bodice of the Night and Day dress by Charm Patterns by Gertie, and then I am using the skirt, the McCall's 3830. It's just a very, very simple and elegant pencil skirt, which I've made before and I really enjoy, so I figured that it would be a good addition to the top of the dress. And it would work for how much fabric that I have. So I'm going to be taking you through the process of how I constructed this muslin, and it's a very edited down version because it took me a long time to figure out the fit issues and actually do them. I had to sew everything together and then write down what I thought would fix the issue, take it apart and sew it again, and I did that probably about 10 times until I got the fit just where I wanted it to be. My muslin has already been made and deconstructed to develop a new pattern that is suited exactly to me. So here you can see some of the pieces pinned roughly onto my dress form, but you'll see what the muslin actually looked like on me later in the video. Now let me take you right into the process that I went through. And the first step is taking the original pattern, not cutting it out, and transferring it onto a new piece of paper that you can mark and adjust as the process goes. So let's go right in. Here you can see that I have copied out my size on the pattern piece and traced over it with a white piece of paper. And using a white paper underneath, you can see the lines through the paper. And I'm just transferring all of my markings and the grain lines and all of the information from the original pattern onto this new pattern copy that I'm creating. And I'll label everything similar or the same as what is written on the actual pattern piece, and now I have a duplicate. So I'm going to punch out the dart matching points, and those help me with marking onto my fabric. And here I'm just going to darken up the grain line so you can see it a little bit more clearly. I'm measuring from the edge of the selvage and pinning that into place, and then measuring at the other side of the grain line to make sure it is completely on grain. And then you can pin or use weights and begin marking all of your markings onto the muslin. Now I'm tracing around the pattern piece with a fine tip Sharpie, and that way I'm just completely transferring the pattern again onto muslin. Marking my darts, putting labels, and then cutting out around this with a 1/2 inch up to 5/8 of an inch, just a little ways away from that marking line. And then I'm going to mark the seam line. On some patterns, the seam line is a 1/2 inch or 5/8 of an inch, so here I've marked it and then I've gone to my sewing machine and thread traced it. So you'll stitch along all of those lines, and it's showing the actual seam lines of the garment. So now that I've thread traced all of my muslin pieces, I'm going to take them and I'm going to baste all of the darts together, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to baste the bodice together, and in the center back seam I'm going to be basting in a zipper so that I can try on my muslin bodice. So I'm just going to align those points together, and this is where the thread tracing really comes in handy because you can feel if the lines are aligned together. It's really helpful. So I'll just pin along those lines and begin basting. It's very important to use long basting stitches because you might have to remove these several times. So I've done that and I've started attaching my pieces together. I've inserted the zipper to the one side, and now it's all completely together, and I'm going to put it on for my first fitting. As you can see, we have some fit issues very clearly in the back. Okay, so based on seeing the first version of my muslin, you can clearly see that I have some fit issues going on right here in the back of the garment. Kind of like an upside down V of extra fabric that you can grab onto. And so I had to figure out where these issues were coming from. Down in the description box below, I'm going to list 2 books that really helped me with kind of figuring out my fit issues. But this is what the problem was. The pattern originally had a much bigger dart right here, and I was thinking that it was kind of making more fabric right here than should be there. And if I pulled it in here, it made the waist too small. So what I did was I just made a narrower dart right in the back and just made it smaller to where I could take from the side. But the main reason why I had those diagonal lines was because there was too much fabric going right here under my, kind of like in my armpit. It was too high up, and so when I put it down and relax my shoulder, all of it kind of slides down and creates that diagonal bunching. So I had to keep scooping out amounts from under this armpit and maintaining right here. So not taking anything inward, but just down. And you can see that right here. Let me zoom in. So right here you can see my original drawing lines. And from this drawing line, I have my actual seam line 5/8 of an inch inside. So you can see the difference of that seam allowance. But originally my seam allowance was all the way up here, and I actually think that this is my second version, so it was originally higher, so it was probably right here. I had to drop down my stitch line all the way down here, because when all this is being pulled down, it created all this extra fabric running right here. So to do that, I just was pulling it up and bringing my seam line down and down and down until when I put it on, it didn't create that line anymore. You can see that I also had to mirror that on the front side because it was kind of doing the same thing right here, but just not as much. So I just met up on both sides, and that solved the issue very nicely. So you're just gonna keep making little adjustments at a time and seeing where extra fabric is pooling, or actually maybe you might have a tight section and you might have to let it out. That's why I have those really wide seam allowances. In case things are too small and you need to kind of pull the lines out, you can do that when you have all of this extra seam allowance. And as you keep building that, you're gonna get closer and closer, and finally you're gonna reach a point where it actually feels really nice to wear it. The fabric is touching in the right way on your body and not pulling or even feeling baggy. It's just going to feel right. And that's when you know you're done with your muslin. And when you get to that point, it looks something like this. Now, because I'm using a different skirt pattern from the dress pattern, I have to make sure that the darts align. So I'm going to take my muslin and I'm going to write down the space from the center front, and I'm going to be marking that on my pattern pieces and making sure that those two measurements match. And then I'm going to trace out the pattern piece for the skirt, and then I'm going to be adjusting the dart, and I'll show you how to move that dart. So that's the distance I need to be able to match my dart. So my dart is just a little bit too far to the side. So I'm going to mark where it should be, and then I'm going to transfer where the dart actually is. And then I'm going to draw that dart in so I can see how far it's moving over. So this part I did predominantly in pencil. Then I'm going to draw a guideline that is exactly running parallel to the center front. So that is my guideline, and then I'll establish the distance between those dart points and that guideline. I'll measure that, and then I'll make my new dart marks. And then I'll draw in new lines. And there is my dart that is moved over and will align with the darts on the bodice. Then I'm just going to make sure that all of my lines are smoothed out. And this pattern piece is ready to cut out. Make sure you put your markings and match points for the skirt. And then to make sure that I do this dart correctly, I'm going to fold it along the lines, just like I'm pinning the dart as if it were in fabric, but I'm going to be doing it to the paper. I'm going to punch out my marking holes. And then I can cut out along this line. And you can see that when I do that, there's a little bit of fabric that comes up at the top of the dart, and you'll want that there. So that's why I cut it out that way. So I made up the skirt and did a little adjustments to the darts in the back, and this is my finished muslin. I'm ready to move on. I'm showing you how I take a deep breath and the changes within taking a breath. So now that everything is where I want it to be, I went ahead and took another Sharpie and just drew along the lines of all of the seam lines to where all of the changes are transferred. And when I take this apart, I'll know exactly where everything was. So now I'm just going to rip out all the stitches that are holding this together, even the darts. I'm going to make it completely flat. After you take apart your muslin, you're going to see all of these trace lines that you put on the garment, and then just stitch lines that you have already that you didn't really do any changes to. At this point, you can take a plain piece of paper, and when you lay it on here, you can see all of your markings through, and you can just transfer those lines onto a paper. And then using your styling ruler, you'll just want to go through once you're done making these and just smooth them out, and you'll end up with a pattern piece like this. These are actually a mirror of each other. So this is your new pattern piece, and you are ready to start the garment based on all of these alterations. So now at this point you have new pattern pieces that are perfectly suited to your body, and you are ready to begin the next step. Now in the next video, I'm going to start making the dress, and I'm going to be doing that starting with the underlining. So this fabric is going to go inside of the dress, but it's not going to be the layer touching my skin. This is going to be the support layer, and it's going to help with a lot of stitching within the garment. And this is silk organza, and then the lining of the dress, which is going to come later. This is what I got for that, just some silk lining material. But in the next video, we're going to be working with the underlining and attaching that to our main fabric to create a whole new fabric. In a few days, when I've completed this next process and documented along the way, I'll be releasing a video. If you want to be notified when that video comes out, you can click subscribe and the bell alert, and by clicking that bell, you will get a notification as soon as that video is released, so you can see the next step in this process. Down below this video, there's lots of different options on how we can interact together. You can let me know how you liked this video. You You can see a list of resources that I'll include that go with this video if you're looking for anything specific. It's all listed there. Until next time, go get creative and make a muslin that you love.